day to you, folks of YouTube. I am your host, Vert343, back again with another video, and today we're going to be answering a question that has been kind of a hot topic on the internet for quite a while now. How powerful actually is the Doomslayer? What is he capable of, and how can it be proved? Starting off with some feats that don't require a load of math, since I know the average YouTube viewer's attention span is roughly 2 minutes and that mine's roughly a tenth of that, we're going to look at the extra lives from Doom Eternal. In an interview, Hugo Martin, one of the creative directors behind Doom, said that the extra lives simply turn your screen grey for a few seconds, giving you a few seconds of invulnerability and then allowing you to continue playing when you would have otherwise died horribly from a Baron of Hell deciding your face looks tasty. Given we take this at its face value of $60, this means that the Doomslayer has the power to literally ignore death and become immune to any attack for a short period just because he's a bit hurt. Or at the weakest it could be, he has a slowly regenerating ability which saves him from death every once in a while by making him invulnerable and healing him, which may or may not be regenerated by killing. Beyond this, the Slayer repeatedly withstands being hurt and then rapidly healed again. Even with the Praetor suit on, he still takes damage as normal if he doesn't have any armor points. To prove this, I started a new game on the Ultra Violence difficulty setting and let myself get beaten to death by one of the walking health packs in the section right before you acquire the Praetor suit. I died in 4 hits. I then let one walking health pinata attack me after acquiring the Praetor suit and died in 4 hits again. This at least somewhat proves that the Slayer can be damaged through the Praetor suit when it's uncharged. And if you've ever watched The Science, you know that healing at a speed anything close to Doom or Fallout healing will have the Doomslayer shitting his pants like he's absorbing laxatives instead of Argent energy. Atop the Praetor suit shitting, he can quite literally withstand things that would drive any man to madness and then to the point of self-harm if there's nothing around to kill. This of course refers to power-ups which do the following. Berserk makes people go literally insane and then either die or become vegetables when it ends. Haste makes people's hearts explode, and invulnerability puts them in mind-breaking pain. The Doomslayer, on the other hand, does not give a single fuck and just keeps on doing whatever the hell he's doing during and after use of every power-up without even flinching. Oh, and did I mention Hell Portal crossings? Something no human has ever been able to do in Doom lore, and it is literally considered a death sentence by the UAC unless you're the Doomslayer, at which point nobody cares because you'll do it over and over again without any issue. Getting into some more technical mathematical feats, we can start looking at some of the most astounding feats of the Doomslayer. So at the start of Doom 2016, the Slayer is locked in shackles, and with a quick look I saw that like real shackles they're held together with a bolt that is roughly half the width of the shackles, which would be the weakest point. In the intro, the shackles look to be roughly doubling the size of the Slayer's wrists. Due to the Slayer's imposing figure and above average size, we have to assume he also has above average wrists, so above 7.5 inches in circumference. To calculate the thickness of the bolts holding the shackles together, we can use an online calculator I found and will link in the description below to work out the following. Since the shackles roughly double the size of the Slayer's wrist, we'll assume they're exactly double the size of the average wrist. Therefore, they have a circumference of 15 inches. From this, we can gather that the total radius of the Slayer's wrists with the shackles would be 2.4 inches total. To figure out the radius of just the shackles, we simply deduct the radius of the Slayer's wrists, which should be 1.2 inches according to the calculator. Therefore, we can assume that the shackles are 1.2 inches thick and that the bolt holding them together is roughly 0.6 of an inch thick. But just what does all this mathematical mumbo-jumbo mean? Well, it means that the Doomslayer can rip 60% of an inch of metal with his bare hands. Although we don't know just what metal it is, we can still get a fair idea of just how much force this is. To work this out, we're going to use 3 different metals. The weakest metal on the periodic table, aluminium, iron as a baseline that the demons are more likely to use, and then the strongest metal on the periodic table, tungsten. And then give reasonable examples of the kind of strength that would be. You still with me? No? Oh well, let's get to it anyways. Starting with aluminium at a tensile strength of a mere 40,000 pounds per square inch. To calculate the force the Slayer is actually putting in, we must multiply this by the thickness in inches, in this case 0.6, to get 24,000 pounds of force to break each shackle, assuming they're aluminium, aka aluminum for people on the other side of the pond. To break the strongest bone in the average human body, the thigh bone, aka the femur, you need roughly 4,000 pounds of force, give or take. So the Doomslayer is pulling at minimum 6 times the force needed to break the strongest bone in the average human body. This is enough force to lift 6 and a bit medium-sized cars, or 2 average-sized killer whale males and a medium-sized car at the same goddamn time with each arm. But this doesn't sound like enough to me, so let's take it up a notch, shall we? Iron has an average tensile strength of 65,000 pounds per square inch, which when multiplied by our magical 0.6 gives the Doomslayer, after having atrophied for thousands of years while still drowsy from waking up, the ability to pull on his shackles with 39,000 pounds of force. This is enough to, well, it's enough to lift an F-15K fighter jet without fuel, or 3 average killer whale males, 2 SUVs and almost 37 million British pounds worth of pure gold. No, I'm not making this up. Taking it up one final step, let's look at tungsten, which comes in with a tensile strength of 109,000 pounds per square inch. Calculating this down, this means that at minimum, if the shackles are tungsten, the Doomslayer is pulling 65,400 pounds of force with each arm. That's enough force to quite literally pick up, according to calculations from Google, a 327 square foot building built like a house, or a dumper truck, 2 SUVs and approximately 7 cubic feet of concrete, or a little over 450 cubic feet of concrete in total. And I remind you, this is with each arm. In total, he could throw 900 cubic feet of concrete, or 2 jumper trucks, 4 SUVs and 14 cubic feet of concrete between both arms. On top of shitting his prey to suit while chucking around cars like they are golf balls, he can also survive being electrocuted with the kind of power it takes to make lightning bolts fly up your arms. More importantly, he survives the explosion that is created when the amount of argent energy and technology it takes to make 2.4 terawatts of power melts down and detonates. This ain't no cat piss grenade or noob grade rocket launcher. When converted to gigajoules and then tons of TNT, we get 1.8 megatons of TNT, which is quite literally as powerful as 1.5 B-83 nuclear bombs, the most powerful nuclear weapon currently in service in the United States of America. You heard me right. The Doomslayer can take an explosion 1.5 times as powerful as the most powerful nuclear bomb currently in service in the United States of America to the face, almost point blank, and not even flinch. I think Superman would be impressed by that. Too long didn't watch? The Doomslayer is strong enough to throw around cars, killer whales and small buildings with each arm, take nukes to the face without even flinching, and survive a bunch of different things that would kill any normal human probably twice over, and then ignore death when it would otherwise take him. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and shotgun blast that notification bell to see more from me. I have been your host, Vert343, signing off. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.